What is up, guys? Welcome back to FFC Studios. We are back with episode number 35 for you guys, and back by popular demand, we actually have our family and friends right here from Top Tier Rentals, Mr. George, Mr. Cheverin. Saludcito. Cheers with some lemonade for today, since we are in sober September. And, just want to welcome them back. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for them. For those of you who don't know anything about them, I'm going to give a little intro, but they can share a little bit more. They have they have multiple businesses going on the back end, and of course they are linemen. For those of you, when I say linemen, it's not the other kind of lines. It's not, pole lines. You guys are hop on poles all the time, right? But all the time. Yeah, but not that kind of stuff. It's the people that keep the electricity running on the city, on your house. When things go bad, they're the first responders, if you want to call them that. And so I want to say thank you guys for having the opportunity to come all the way over here again, and for making the drive. I know you had a good drive today.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you come from today?
Started morning in Corona. Afternoon, I was in Havasu.
Arizona, right?
Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona. And then picked up a new gun, picked up a new AR, exercising my Second Amendment right.
Okay. Free America.
America. And then straight back here, got ready, and now I'm here. 11 o'clock at night doing a podcast.
George was just doing nothing all day, huh? He slept all day.
Just hanging out, 10 toes up, waiting for this guy.
I saw an Instagram story of him at the beach and just getting a tan.
Manny Petty.
Yeah.
I wish.
Tell us about your day, George.
Well, I was with your buddy and our friend, Compa Luis at Sabio Tax. Shout out to my boy. He took care of me today for sure. I thought I was going to have to, skip the country and stuff, but he figured out how to, make sure I stay here. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. No.
That dual citizenship to work, huh?
Yeah.
I'm out.
No, beautiful. And I know a lot of people have been asking you guys to come back because they want to get to know, of course, a little bit more about the industry, right? How you can, I know maybe not even have a high school, more than a college, you don't even need a college education, be making multiple six figures at a young age. And at the same time, learn more about why in the world you guys started your own businesses outside of that, how you run multiple businesses, how someone like that person watching at home can take advantage of their time, which is what most of us, unfortunately, waste a lot of. And how we can leverage the tax system, right? Well, because we're here, we want to make as much money as possible, but we want to make sure we keep as much money of it legally.
Yes.
We talked about it's not about tax evasion, which is illegal. It's about learning the system so that we can do tax avoidance. Yes, sir. And I know you guys have been exercising that a lot, so let's talk about it. Number one, maybe you guys can share a little bit about your backgrounds as linemen, how that came to be, how someone can start in that path, because there are a lot of people here that don't even know what to do in their lives. How did you guys come across being a lineman?
We'll start. Want to go?
Go ahead.
So I started as got into the electrician trade when I was right out of high school and stuff. 2008 hit, the economy went to nothing, and the company I was working for let everybody go. And I had a cousin.
Job security, huh?
Yeah. I had a cousin who was working for Edison at the time, and he got busier as I was sitting at home twiddling my thumbs. So I figured, I love electricity and I love, building stuff. So I looked into it, and next thing you know, I've been in the trade for going on 12 years. Yes, sir. You know what I mean?
How about yourself?
Similar in the sense that, I got into electrical trade at 18. I was actually late to my own graduation because I was in an interview for the electrical trade, being an inside wireman electrician, because I was having a kid at a young age. So my pops was like, "Yeah, you're not gonna work at a grocery store. You're getting into a trade. You're gonna get into a trade and work with your hands." So started electrical, did the whole apprenticeship there, and then you would come across these utility workers, Edison and stuff on the job, and grew an interest, and actually had a family friend that reached out, and reached out to me and my younger brother, and was like, "Hey, have you guys ever considered this trade?" And I knew nothing about it other than seeing them in passing, and it looked cool, and it interested me, but I knew nothing about it. I didn't know.
It's the guys you see up on the poles, with their
and the bucket trucks,
hard hats,
street shut down, and lights going. Or what are these guys even doing up there? 9 times out of 10, you just pass. Oh, it looks cool, but you have no idea what's really going on
harnesses and stuff like that. Huh?
Right.
So same thing. I didn't know, so he invited us to the yard out in Whittier. Shout out to my boy Jeff. He's the one that got me in this trade, and I owe him a lot. And yeah, he told us what he was making. He told me he had multiple properties, and I'm like, and at the time, he's like, "What do you, by chance, what are you making?" At the time, I was making like $60,000 a year. And yeah, I thought I was doing okay. I thought I was doing good. And he sat there and told me he was making about, 6 figures, and I'm, multiple properties. I'm like, I got to do that. And I'm like, what do I got to do? And he told me, let me ask this kid who was a groundman. He's like, he went to NLC and talked to that kid and told me NLC was the way to go, which is a line school up north, and quit my job. And I took a chance on myself. Luckily, I'm blessed. I had a wife. She was a registered nurse. We were having our son, my second kid at the time, and she was in a good position, and she not allowed me, but she trusted in me quitting my job and going up north and taking a chance on myself, and did the school, got out, worked in Arizona for 8 months, which was tough, and then got into Edison, and just been grinding. I've been in the trade going on 7 years. Going on 7 years, and I mean, it's blessed me and my family. It's been good to me.
I love that. I actually, you said something that I wanted to talk about. I know you guys, and I know there's a lot of people watching at home that have careers right now, have jobs, they have maybe some sort of stability or think they're doing okay. What made you, or what inspired you to take a chance on yourself, like you talked about? Because too many people are holding back from accomplishing their goals or their dreams because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
What made you take a chance on yourself?
I think just wanting more for myself. I think just wanting, I guess everyone's position is different. I mean, if you don't have kids, then you got to want more for yourself. You got to self-motivate yourself. You got to look at what you see yourself and what you want in your life and what you want for your life. My motivation was, I'd already had a daughter, and I was on my second son. My wife had a career, she had a stable job, but I needed to match that. And being an electrician, I'm not knocking that at all. You can move up the ropes, you can move up that ladder, you can get into management. You could do good, you can make good money. But I mean, talking to my buddy Jeff, and he's telling me what he was making, and multiple properties, and it just, that's where I saw myself. I'm like, man, okay, it didn't take a college degree, because I knew I wasn't going to go to college. I didn't go to college, and he did it without a college degree. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can get myself to that next level and take a chance on myself, that's what I did. It's about wanting more for yourself and self-motivating. My motivation was my kids and my family, and providing, and being able to provide and give them a life that, not necessarily that I didn't have, that my parents couldn't give me, but times were different then, and with inflation and things, the way that it's continued to rise and shit just gets more expensive. So I knew I had to make more money, for the life that I wanted for myself and my family.
How about you, George?
I think what makes our trade special, and like he said, not knocking other trades and stuff, but what makes our trade very special is the fact that, the chance for overtime and work is pretty much endless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, as the grid, as there's more demand for power, and the grid keeps growing, there's just more work for us. You know what I mean? There's more stuff to maintain. There's more poles to change out, more wire to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like the demand for electricity is not going away. And with that being said, I mean, it's easy to triple, quadruple your base salary. You know what I mean? I mean, for some guys, that's not, some people don't want to do that. Some people want to work their 40 and go home, which is fine. You're at your base 40 hours. You're still making a healthy 6-figure salary, but you want to work a little bit of overtime. You got a little bit of ambition and stuff, and you want to have a little extra, start a little side business, have a little extra money for, stuff like that. You just buckle down a little bit, dude, and you can, like I said, you can triple, quadruple your salary, and now you're talking multiple six-figure incomes, like you said. But kind of similar to Christian, same thing. I had, we got started on the family stuff right away, pretty young, and
Prima.
and actually, your uncle, my suegro, who I love, my father-in-law, great man, has taught me a great deal. But he put it in my hands, and he said, if you can't take care of my daughter, I am. So basically, he told me what's up, and I had to fill his shoes, man, and this job, this trade gave me the opportunity to do that and give my family and his daughter, who's my lovely wife, a great living, and she don't have to work, and she gets to take care of the kids, and I get to work and provide, and it works out for all of us. You know what I mean? So.
How is that? I know there's, of course, we live in a world where now it's like, equality and all these things, right? And I know back in the days, the different mentality as a man being a provider and so on and so forth. How was that pressure, like, as you guys were growing up, about having to be that man who does everything? Like, how did you guys handle that pressure? What did you think of that whole machista, that you have to be the man to provide? It's machista and it's not machista, but it obviously depends how you guys interpret it, right? But how did you guys handle that pressure of being a man in a society that's changing the way it has?
I mean, me personally, I take pride in providing for my family. You know what I mean? I mean, my wife, she's got a bachelor's degree. She's a registered nurse, so she can easily go out and make six figures on her own. But at the same time, if she works and I work, then who's taking care of the kids? Now I'm relying on the system. And we know how the system's going. You're just touching on it. It's gearing towards, all these ideologies and him, she, they, them. Like, I'm not relying on the system to teach raise my children. Right. So me being in a position where I can make six figures and basically retire my wife, and now she's able to, take my kid to school, walk him to school. We got a baby. We actually got another one on the way.
Congrats.
Congrats, brother.
Baby shower coming up.
Yeah. I'm blessed in the fact that I'm able to do that, and I take pride in that. I guess it's an old school mentality, but being able to be a provider like that fulfills me. Like I said, I take pride in that, and my wife just being able to be a mom. I think with our first son, that was when I was getting into the trade, and I was gone a lot. I went up north for 4 months for the lineman school, so I was gone. She was working. Came back. I went to Arizona to work as a groundman. I was gone for 8 months. She was still working. Mm-hmm. So as I was gone, she was gone. We heavily relied on my mother-in-law to help us raise our son, which she missed out on a lot. So now with our baby that we have right now, he's about to be one at the end of the month. My biggest thing is I wanted her to be a part of, not saying she wasn't a part of our first son, but she was working. You know what I mean? So she felt, and even I know I missed out on a lot. Yeah. But now I'm in a position where she can stay home, and that I take pride in that. Hey, you just be a mom, just enjoy our kids, and I want nothing more than that. I'd rather have her raise them, take them back and forth to school, than relying on a nanny or the system. That's just my take on it.
It's kind of, similar, dude. With us, really it came down to like my wife took a chance on me as well, because it was when I got into the trade, we didn't really know what to expect. You know what I mean? And then when I first got my first job offer, which was to go to PG&E, now we're talking about moving 8 hours away from our family, uprooting and starting something by ourselves with nobody around to really rely on. You know what I'm saying? Like you grow up quick. And the fact that, naturally I was raised in a traditional family. So I have, I have that pride in being that man that's a provider and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I was raised. But seeing that she was willing to, make sacrifices with me and stuff. I mean, now it makes me happy that she doesn't have to work. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's a machista thing. I don't think it's that. I think it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like Christian's saying, our wives are able to stay home, take care of our children, raise our children. They're there for for everything and keep an eye on them. Mm-hmm. And you don't rely on outside influences raising your kids. You know what I'm saying? Which is to me, I mean, nowadays it's a big deal because there's so many different things that can distract them and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think me and him, we joke around that our wife's biggest decision and stuff day to day is where they're going to go have coffee or where they're going to go have lunch. We laugh and we give them a hard time, but I mean, we're blessed, man. We're blessed that they're in a position that's their biggest, not that's their biggest worry. They're worried about the kids and taking them back and forth to school, but we joke, that they're just trying to figure out what coffee spot they're going to go to that day.
Hey, that's a third world problem, huh? Yeah, no, that's cool. No, and actually, one of the things I get a lot of entrepreneurs who come here, people that are highway journers that obviously are not home as often as we'd like to be. And I know I fit into that category as well. And how important is it for you guys to have?
I don't know if partying is work, primo. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Christian, you got to do less of it then. That's what he's trying to say that to you. That's okay. But the question comes. Actually, I've got this question asked by other people in the past, and the question was more along the lines of how important is it to have a strong home team, like a significant other. How important is it to find the right significant other? How about that? We'll talk about that part because. If they're not supportive, things like that, But in your guys' case, obviously, you have a strong home team. That's why it's allowed you guys to not only succeed and progress in your careers, but even build businesses on top of that.
Oh, definitely.
How did you guys manage that dynamic with the family, with the wife? How do you prioritize? How do you make time? Like what?
Like for us. I mean, it's communication, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you communicate, you talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with the simple things, like as far as like, hey, I need you to help with the homework. You know what I mean? Like, little things like that, dude, go a long way because you don't know if your significant other's on their last nerve that day and if you just sit down on the couch and kick back, I mean, that might, you know what I'm saying? So it's just communication all the time. We work a lot. Our job requires a lot of our time, and we spend a lot of hours at work and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time away from our families. But you got to be able to compensate that time when you're home. You got to be there. You know what I mean? You got to be there. You got to be involved. You got to be, asking. Like I said, I communicate with Diana a lot and we're always talking, can I help you? How can I do this? Blah, blah. And it just, it helps us get through the day. You know what I mean? And because it is tough. It is tough when you do have a job that requires a lot of your time. But, anything that's worth it is going to require your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the way I've, kind of analyzed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I guess you can't ever over-communicate either, huh?
No.
Yeah, no, I think communication is key. And like George said, I mean, our job does require a lot of time away from home. So having a strong home foundation or a wife that's understanding, I mean, makes our job that much easier to be away, which it's never easy to be away because, you miss out on things. You miss out on family time and stuff like that. But like he said, anything worth having, it comes with a sacrifice. So I think we've been blessed in the fact that this last year that we've both been up north, our wife's been understanding, but at the same time, our wives and our families have gotten closer. So it makes it easier for us to be at work and they hang out. So it's not like they feel alone. You know what I mean? And then the kids, I mean, our kids, they mingle and get together great. So they keep themselves occupied. The wives, they got their whole workout regimen going on, during the week and going to coffee and going to lunch dates and stuff like that. So that takes a big weight off our shoulders. But at the same time, both our wives are completely understanding in the sense that they know we got to go to work to provide. We got to go to work to, you know, allow them to be home and be moms and take care of our kids. And I mean, I think I speak for both of us, and I say without them, I don't know if we'd be in this position, because it would be hard. I mean, if you had someone at home that didn't understand, because that's what I tell guys too. Like, if you're getting into this trade and it's something you want to do, and you do have a significant other before you get in, like, and she's willing to go on this roller coaster with you, you might want to keep her around. Right. You know what I mean? Because she's going to be the one, because she's understanding and she's with you when you had nothing, and going through that grind through your apprenticeship and all the hours you're going to work and all that. Because if once you journey out and top out, you know, and you're a lineman now, and then you try to date, and the hours we work, and taking a call out at, you know, you can be in bed at midnight, 1 a.m, and you get that phone call. All right, you got to come into work. You know, we got wired down, power out, and all right, I got to go. I mean, she's probably going to think you're cheating on you, because the schedule we work is not a common schedule. Like, you know, people ask, "Oh, what are your hours?" Well, I'm scheduled Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30, but I'm probably working late every day, and on the weekends now, especially up north. I mean, there's been multiple times we go in on Friday morning and we're coming home Monday morning. Right. We'll work 72 hours straight. Which is asinine, which is crazy. I mean, even down south, I mean, you still work 24-hour shifts, you know, and it's never expected. You know, I go in, or, you know, I'm calling her, "Hey, I'm going to work late tonight." Okay, you know, what time you be home? 5, 6. Well, then another emergency comes in. "Hey, I'm probably going to be home at midnight." All right, okay, cool. Something else comes in. "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to be home until tomorrow morning." But someone who's not understanding or been with you through the grind and kind of understanding, know what they're getting themselves into, it's hard. It would be hard, you know.
Just like not anybody can be a lineman, not anybody can be a line wife.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's truth to that, because
that's true.
But I mean, I think the second part of your question too is you're asking about our businesses we run. We're both of our wives help us with that too, because we run. You know, we both have rental properties, and we both combined, we have our trailer business. We rent toy haulers. It's top tier rentals. Yes, sir. But being that we work so much, there's a heavy reliance on our wives. You know, if we're working 24s, we're, you know, getting out the next morning sleeping, but people are trying to book trailers. They're the ones there that are on the computer and confirming bookings and doing deposits and, you know, keeping up to date with that. Because, I mean, we get overwhelmed with just the work we have, and then, you know, trying to spend time with the kids. And, they're the backbone to it. They help us out in multiple avenues, you know.
So what, I know this is a good question for a lot of people that are watching this at home. Even though you guys were doing pretty well for yourselves financially, you guys decided to pursue something on top of that. And I know a lot of people that have done big and great things. They're like that. We're people that we're not happy with what we have, in the sense of at least we want more. We're ambitiously hungry. But why did you guys have some other businesses on top of how well you guys do as linemen? And we'll start with this. What was the biggest tax? I'm going to ask you this. When you, and for those of you watching at home, this is why I'm asking the question. Oh, man, on one of your paychecks, just one paycheck.
The IRS isn't going to see this, right?
How much? Welcome to the chat.
There you go.
But one paycheck, what was one of your biggest just tax deductions from one of your paychecks that you got maybe on a week?
Well,
I say that you see, when you get a paycheck every week, you get taxes taken out. A few of you guys complain, $100, $200 taken out. How much was one of those like bigger weeks that you got taken out of that one paycheck from that 1 week?
Well, I mean, the beginning of the year we had was insane, because we had well, I mean, you guys saw the storms, you know, everybody. I think everybody in California felt the storms, and up there, I mean, we were working, dude. Like, I mean, I think in 1 month, or the month of January, I mean, I clocked in probably over 500 hours. You know what I'm saying? Just rolling, dude. And I mean, I think I had one of my biggest paychecks ever there. And
How much came out in taxes in that one paycheck?
I
My stomach hurts.
without lying to you, probably close to 20 grand.
20,000 in taxes in one paycheck.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's how much some people make a year.
Yeah.
And that was one paycheck just in taxes. So I say that because those are the kind of numbers there that you guys are doing. And I love that because I've had big hits like that too, but we're still we're at 11, it's at 11 something at night. We're here doing a podcast because we know it's going to add some value. We know it's going to bring we're sowing seeds right now that we're going to reap in some sort of way. Why? And how about you? Actually, before he has the answer too. He's the only one.
I don't know, Christian.
Can you top that? Can you top that, Christian?
No.
Can you top that?
I don't know if I can top that. I can share what other people have paid in taxes, but being that I leverage the tax system,
Right.
Okay.
and that's why. That's honestly what it boils down to: opening up businesses and leveraging the tax system. Because we get paid bi-weekly, so when you're clocking in the kind of hours we clock in, and especially during storm, he already threw numbers out. I don't like throwing numbers out, but when you're making,
He asked me. That's the only reason why.
when you gross,
Numbers will be in the link below. I'll make sure I post his paycheck.
This is during storm. This is all hell's broken loose. You have no choice but to work. But when you're working, your ass off for 2 weeks, and you fall into that 45% tax bracket, and your gross on your paycheck shows 45,000, but you're taking home what, 23? It makes me sick to my stomach. It's hard to justify when you start thinking, okay, so I worked my ass off for 2 weeks, but 1 week of that went straight to Uncle Sam.
El tío.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard to justify. It's hard to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. So, being in the trade, I haven't been in that long, but I've been in the trade, and you make good money. That's why that's why we're both here. That's why we're in the trade. To not have tax write-offs and to not leverage the system, it just doesn't make sense. I rather, like you said, I want to keep as much money in my pocket as I possibly can, because I'm out there working my ass off. Working at midnight, working all hours of the night, 24 hours, 72 hours, 48 hours, whatever the case may be. And to think half of that time I'm there, I'm just giving it to the government and not my family, and providing for my family, which is the reason why I'm out there, just doesn't sit right with me. So opening up businesses and leveraging the tax system is, it's the way to go. It's the only way to go. But I know a lot of people are, I guess, lack for a better term, are ignorant, or even myself. I was ignorant. I didn't know that I can open up LLCs and open businesses, and partly is to leverage the tax system, partly is to help myself retire from the trade, because, as much as we work, we miss out. We miss out on family time. We miss out. And I don't need to necessarily make what we're making to be happy, to be comfortable. I'd rather have the family time and enjoy it with my family. Right. So opening up these businesses and establishing them and growing that foundation, and hopefully one day it's established and it's grown enough, we're able to get out of the field and get out of what we're doing, and hopefully it flourishes to it's something our kids can run. And just it can just grow from there, and it just establishes something that our kids can grow on. Their kids, who knows? It's possible. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah. And the goal is to build a family, like I said, like you're saying.
Yeah.
That makes sense. No, and for a lot of you guys that are watching this that maybe are high wage earners and are not too clear as to what they were referencing, the whole point is this. We cannot control so much what we take home on our paychecks. Right. We can max out a 401k. We can throw some money into health benefits. We can do a little extra on the stocks if they're offering a stock purchase program. You can do all of that. But at the end of the day, you still have a massive tax bill on your personal paycheck, especially if you're a high wage earner. So what can you do, right? The question is, what can you do? Well, the answer is you could probably, like these guys have been doing, is you set up companies, you set up entities, you run businesses outside of that allow you to do a few things. Number one, transform a lot of your day-to-day expenses into, or actually a lot of your day-to-day times you give your money out to other businesses into expenses legally, right? If you have your wives have coffee meetings.
Yeah.
Now they used to go to Starbucks just to drink some coffee. Now they're sitting at Starbucks discussing business.
Or they're doing bookings.
And now they can write that off. Yeah. If, for example, you guys were going to go to Glamis, either way.
Yeah. Right.
But now you have trailers that you rent out and you have a business that operates doing that kind of business stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, now you can rent them out or use them and actually deduct the trailer, deduct the weekend, deduct the gas to get there, deduct the insurance cost of your vehicles, deduct your vehicles themselves to haul them, things like that. So you get access to a lot of these deductions, which, depending on the entity that you have, when you're at a certain negative, and if you didn't make any profit, well, some of that can roll over to your personal taxes to lower that liability. So these are a lot of the tricks of the trade that you won't hear from a lot of people because it's information that isn't shared. At least in the Latino community, it's something that I noticed. A lot of people wanted to do things right and want to leverage the tax system, but nobody talks about it.
No.
Nobody talks about it. And so I know you guys have been doing it, and I know you guys have shared it with a lot of your friends in your network. And hopefully the whole point of this podcast is to hopefully share some examples of people that are doing it and teaching you guys how to do it. You have your hustle that's making you your money, but then you have your side hustles that open the doors to the tax system.
Yeah.
And then from that, well, third thing you need is probably a good CPA.
Yeah.
And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to send us a message. We got you guys. Yep. But you definitely need somebody who is good in that field to make sure they guide you guys on how to do things legally, ethically, and in a way that it won't come back and bite you. Right? Because we hear that all the time.
Yeah.
We actually have some examples, some great friends and pals of people that have come out in the news. And I mean, you guys see celebrities all the time, right? You guys see, we've seen all types of celebrities that go to jail or they get arrested or something for tax evasion, things like that, right? Have you guys ever seen or experienced that or known people who try to do things in a not so ethical way?
The famous. I mean, I don't want to drop names, but that famous guy that was taking care of all the boys down south.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It'll catch up to you. It's about doing things the right way, and like I
said,
even
why do things the right way?
I mean, the IRS is going to come knocking. I mean, you can get away with 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4, 5 years. He's going to come knocking. He's going to want his. So unless you have something established and something legitimate and actual write-offs that you can prove, receipts, he's gonna come knocking. He's gonna want his, you know. And I've known people who've gone through it, and it's ugly, and it's nothing you want to go through.
The cool thing, I mean, you know, with like you talk about high wage earners and stuff, and people not knowing what to do with their money, you know, and then doing the right thing when you're leveraging the tax system and the benefit of having a business and LLCs and all that stuff. What I've learned from my experience is, you know, you already have a huge tax bill on your lap. That's just given because of the money you make. Instead of paying that money to Uncle Sam, you can grow your business with that money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can grow your business with that money. You can pay your family. I have my wife on payroll. I have my daughters on payroll. And those are all deductions on, you know, what I make. Obviously, you guys, you know, with you and Luis, you guys helped me establish that, strategize it. You know what I mean? So you need also somebody that knows how to strategize your tax, all your taxes and your business and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you find, you know, a way to be able to leverage the tax system legally, but you got to show something for it. You can't just, say you're doing something and you're not.
I think another thing too is we keep saying high wage earners, but honestly, I mean, you don't have to be a 6-figure earner to leverage the tax system because
Yep.
You can make $20,000 a year. You're still paying taxes.
Right.
Yep.
You make whatever the case may be. As long as you're working and you got a paycheck coming in, you're paying taxes.
Right.
So if there's, for the people, and it's not a knock on anybody. It's just, if anything, it benefits them as well. And I think the biggest thing is there's a lot of people that try to open, quote unquote, like a shell LLC, like a front, that isn't an actual business, and they're just trying to hide and it's fake write-offs. That's going to catch up to you, And I think with us opening the trailer business, I mean, that's something we're passionate about. We go to Glamis anyways. It's something that we're involved in. We're hands-on with.
Right.
So I think when it comes to opening up an LLC or a business, like, don't just open up something as a shell or just for write-off purposes that you're not really going to be involved in or you don't even care too much about, because it's going to fail. If you don't put in any work into it, it's inevitable. It's going to be a failure. So when it comes to opening up these LLCs, really sit down, think about it, take a pen, paper out, and write down and jot things down that you're passionate about, and think about ways that you can open up an LLC or a business, whether it's, throw an example, hey, I like to wash cars. I'm passionate. Hey, when I wash my personal car, I take pride in that. I detail it. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe open up a detail business. You know what I mean? Make money off that. And now when you buy, soap or whatever for your personal car, that's a write-off. Or you're doing it in your driveway, your water you're using. Like you said, that bill now, because it's a business and it's out of your home, that's a write-off. They're just, like I said, myself, I was ignorant until I came across you guys, and you guys have, helped me and George with our business, and then our other business with our real estate rental. But and it's not being afraid and take that back. Not being afraid to ask questions. Reach out. Like you said, with the Mexican community, a lot of people, the macho, like, I don't need no help. I got it. I'll figure it out. Like, and I admit there's cases where I've been like that. Like, I'll figure it out. But you got to be honest with yourself. Like, okay, I don't know. And this is something, leveraging the tax system and opening up LLCs, it's something I didn't know. And now that I know, and I asked for help, George brought me on, and he introduced me to you and told me the things you were doing for him. And I'm like, fuck, you know what, man? Like, that is something I need to take advantage of and learn more about, and realize I didn't know, as opposed to, like he said, you're going to pay that either way. You're either going to pay it to Uncle Sam, or
You're going to build your business.
I can build my business. If let's say it's $1,000 a week, hey, I'm either going to pay Uncle Sam $1,000 a week, or I'm going to pay my wife because she's my property manager, or she helps with the trailer rentals. So, if that doesn't make sense to you, then I don't know how else to put it. But you're going to pay that bill regardless. So to open up an LLC and be able to leverage that tax system and move that money, as opposed to the government, I'm going to move it into my family's account and grow my business, and it's a write-off for my personal W-2s. That's the way to go.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think that was a great breakdown, and for a lot of the people listening to something like this for the first time, actually, you touched another thing about rental properties and things like that, right? There's a lot of people here that maybe over the years have accumulated properties, or are looking to purchase properties and things like that. One thing you guys want to keep in mind, if you're having a rental property, you're owning a second property, third property, you're looking to rent out, whatever the case may be, you always want to separate these things from each other and separate them from yourself. What we mean by that is you put them in their own entities, whether it's an LLC, whether it's a corporation, depending, obviously, your tax professional will give you that advice, or if you have questions about that, your situation, feel free to reach out. But you always want to separate these things for 3 reasons. Number one, if you ever have any issues on a personal level, they cannot touch that asset. Right. That's why we separate it. We put it in its own entity. Number two, the tax strategies that a company has available to it are very different than me and you. Yeah. Right. We get taxed ridiculously, and on everything, including the rent or whatever the case may be, you're going to be getting from that individual property. Whereas a business, when you put it into a business, well, now you have access to expenses, write-offs, things like that, maintenance that you may need to put on the property, so on and so forth. Number three, and most importantly, is you want to separate it. If you have multiple properties, you want to separate them from each other, because there have been many instances where people walk in here where they had, especially over the last few years with COVID, right, and stuff.
Right.
People were not paying rent. People were taking advantage, abusing, things like that. Lawsuits happened. If you have all your properties under just your name and, there's a problem with one of them, well, guess what? There's a problem with all of them. And so you want to be able to independendize everything, not just yourself from the properties, but the properties from you as well. So that if there's an issue with the property, it just goes and stays onto that property, and they cannot go after your personal assets, your money, your toys, whatever you may want to, call it. Yeah. So these are things to think about, because a lot of you guys that are watching this, you probably are, some of you are highway journers. Some of you are just, whether you're a highway journer or not, you're looking to leverage different ways, the tax system, or you have, access to businesses or properties and things like that. These are vehicles for you guys to take advantage of. Now, I wanted to kind of switch things up a little bit in the sense of, a lot of times, in every podcast, I'm the one asking questions.
Right.
What questions do you guys have that you think people are going to be watching this may have? Because I feel like you guys have a lot of experience from what you've been sharing. And I think, but you guys also have the perspective of the people that maybe didn't know before. Mm-hmm. Any questions for us?
Like for yourself? Or
yeah, for us that we can answer. That have to do with you guys or tax wise or anything, or like anything that you guys think that you guys have been hearing around there, any kind of things that you guys are seeing online that you guys are just like, how's this?
Well, I like the fact that I can just pay you and you just figure it out for me.
I like that fact too.
Hand you over this manila folder, and here you go.
Oh man!
Let me know what it's looking like.
And it doesn't even have to be tax related. It could be like business, life. You guys, I know I have some life questions too, because you guys balance so many things out, right? I know you guys talked about communication.
How about yourself? I mean, how do you balance your business and your
I just called George, man.
I mean, because again, we're here at 11 o'clock at night. This is, we're here in your office at 11 o'clock at night. So how do you balance? Because I know you have a son at home. I know you're busy. You got your day to day. Your podcast business is growing. So how do you handle it?
Yeah, no. Actually, he was here a few hours ago. So he was here a few hours ago. I think it's like you guys. You need to have good systems, right? You need to have good systems in place. Because like they've said, everyone's heard the saying, success is a planned event. Mm-hmm. It really is. It really is. I live by my calendar. So if it's not on my calendar, I'm sorry, it's not happening for the most part. Right. We have bookings all the way right now from January, February, and on, because people don't understand the importance of that. At least people that are moving forward in life, people that are trying to accomplish big things, and people that have multiple things going on understand the importance and value of time.
Yeah.
Which means you make decisions early that will help you make decisions later much easier. Will save you a lot more time. For me, that's what it has been. It's been, hey, I know I have my big rocks in my life, which are my multiple businesses, my family, my podcast, and my health. And if it doesn't involve any of those things, then it's at the bottom of the to-do list.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And if it doesn't get done, oh well.
Yeah.
Right.
How about you guys?
If I can elaborate on what you said, I think a lot of people nowadays have, like I think as a society we've gotten softer, so everybody wants to accommodate everyone all the time, and I think that people need to start learning how to say no again, and need to start putting value into themselves and their time. I know, like, not knocking, old friends and stuff like that or anything like that, but I've prioritized my life around my future and where I want to be in the next few years. You know what I mean? And a big reason why I click with this guy so much is because we think alike. So I think, sometimes, and it's not easy to do everything by yourself. You know what I mean? It's good to have partners, but you have to have partners that are willing to grind with you, get in the trenches with you, and know that sacrifice is going to be required. You know what I mean? And the thing about Christian, when I first met him and all that stuff, he thought the same way I thought. So when I went into business with him, it was no question behind that, because I knew that he was a good fit for me as a partner, and that, we're not trying to take away from what we're building right now. we're trying to build, and we know that in the future we're gonna be able to, you know, benefit from the fruit of that building and building and building. So, you know, people just need to start learning how to prioritize their life, and yeah, you know, like, you know, give yourself the time. You know, give yourself the time, build yourself, and then, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you have time for other people and other things, then you do. But if you don't, then you got to work on yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, you know, little take on that.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's true. I mean, extension on that. I mean, you forget time's something you can't buy. I don't care if you're a billionaire. You're not buying time. So the time that you do spend, it should be meaningful, and the people you spend it with should have some meaning, because, like you said, you can't buy time. And like George said, I mean, we've clicked so well, and on my drives, I've been driving. Yesterday, I drove down from San Jose, and in that drive, I mean, I called him, and we're on the phone. We talked for almost 2 hours, and we're just talking business. We're talking, just bouncing ideas, talking business, talking about where we want to go with our business, other ideas. Today, I drove up to Havasu, and my drive up there, I probably talked to him for about an hour and a half, and on my way back, I probably talked for another hour and a half. And the whole time, it's just talking business and bouncing ideas and future and where we're trying to grow this, what we're going to do with this, other ideas, even the businesses we have now, but even other business ventures that we're going to grow or try to get into, you know? So it's there's that old saying, I don't even know if I'm going to say it right, but show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are, you know? And you want to surround yourself with like-minded people who are going to help you grow. Don't surround yourself. Yeah. Don't surround yourself with someone negative or someone who's always negative or always down or feeling bad for themselves, because like you said, times are changing, and you know, the definition of a man is who knows anymore, you know? Where now I see a man, he's feeling sorry for him, like, dude, fucking sack up, bro. Like, you're a fucking man. Like, grow some balls and take some pride in who you are, and there's no excuses, you know what I mean? I don't feel bad for you. You know, you see these guys feeling bad. I don't fucking feel bad for you, dude. Right. You know, get your ass out there and fucking make it happen. That's just what it comes down to, you know?
Yeah, no, sometimes you need people to talk to you like that. Yeah. The problem is most of us, maybe we didn't have that role model, didn't have that father figure or things like that maybe talk to you like that. And I think that's why a lot of times that's where it comes from. Yeah, it does. Right. Because I know exactly what you mean. I've been on the opposite side of that, which is like someone who told anytime anything would happen, get up, you know, like it is what it is. Like deal with it, you know, and so that makes or plays a big role. So that's why I think we parent the way we do. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. We parent the way we do, and I mean those are the kids. The kids we're raising are the kids that are going to be the future leaders of this country, and hopefully we're raising them good.
Yeah, I have some real conversations with my son. Well, you know, I got one that's going to be one, but my 8-year-old died. It's straight up, dude. Hey, dude, no, fuck no. I call him on his shit. He may get mad, he may get sad, he may cry. I let him feel that, and then I pull him aside and I break it down to him. Hey, dude, realize, and I just had this conversation with him. We're out on vacation in Mexico, and got on him a little bit, and he got sad, and he started to cry. I felt bad. You know, naturally, you're going to feel bad, but I knew I had to, let him feel that. Pulled him back in, and, hey, dude, realize this, dude. My job as your dad is to raise a man, you know? And there's going to be things that I'm hard on you on, but it's all because I love you. And that's just where I think society is lacked. Like he said, you know, we got to get back to no. No means no. If I told you no, that means no, you know, and calling people on their shit and telling them it is what it is. If your feelings get hurt, oh, wow, dude, my bad. Right. You know?
Yeah. I think there's a line I read in a book a few weeks ago. It said success does not care about the validity of your excuses. Like, and regardless of how you feel, I remember, I don't know if you guys ever watched WWF. Oh, yeah. Yeah? So you remember, George, how are you feeling today, George? Tell me about how you're feeling today. Remember that? It doesn't matter how you feel. Yeah, that was like ingrained in me. I was like, it doesn't matter how you feel. And just an ass whooping after that. But, you know, but that's literally what it is. Yeah. That's literally what it is. No matter how, yes, embrace your feelings. That is important. But don't let them rule you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Don't let them rule you. And unfortunately, I think like I think I don't want to talk about society, but I want to talk about, I guess, what we're doing to change that. And I think it's, making sure we lead by example.
Yeah.
Which is at the end of the day, all we can do. If you're watching this at home and you don't know how to help your family out or your friends out, everybody's depressed, everybody's bitching and whining and crying about everything. Best thing you can do is not be part of the problem.
Yep.
Right.
You can be the difference, and through your example, eventually, show the rest what it can be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The easy thing to do is victimize yourself. You know what I mean? The hard thing to do is break the chain and go above and beyond for you and your family.
And life is hard.
Oh, and it ain't gonna get
life is hard either way. I don't think. I mean, I know I can speak for myself, and I'm pretty sure you guys have your own share of experiences where life is pretty damn hard.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't get easier for any of us.
And like I say, more money, more problems, and it's true.
It
The more
is.
money you make, the more problems you have, whether it be taxes, whether, you know what I mean, or a handout. Oh, hey, I'm just making more money. Oh, you can afford to do this, or you're sponsoring certain things, and
Oh boy.
it comes back. it comes back to saying no. You know what I mean? And don't feel bad for it because, hey, dude, I got a family that I got to provide for. Yes, you're my family, but you're not my son. You're not my kids. You're not my daughter. You're not my wife. Sorry, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I mean, I just to touch a little bit on that. I read 50 Cent. We all know 50 Cent. I read his last book, and he talks about how he detached himself from a lot of his family because his family was blaming their demise on him, saying that he had all this money and he didn't want to take care of anybody, but he has other things to worry about. You know what I'm saying? And he's like there comes to a point where you got to realize you can't take care of everyone. You know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself, and you got to detach yourself from the people that are just leeching. And you got to sometimes it's gonna be your family, your friends, people that are close to you, but you gotta do what's best for you and your family. You know what I mean? First. Yes, sir.
Yeah, very true. Well, you say that was a good question you guys asked. To all this.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we wrap it up? What things you want to share?
I mean, for people that are trying to build a business and all that stuff, and looking for something to get into, what do you feel is a way to start? Like, I mean, how what would you recommend? Because obviously, you do business consulting and all that stuff. You help people build businesses. Like, what do you recommend to people when they're looking to start a business? Like, what to look for, what to do. You know what I mean? What are some of the basic things that they could start to kind of steer themselves in the right direction?
It's a good question. I think it depends on two things. Number one, everybody has a different budget in mind. Right. Everybody's goals are different. I think you need to assess your goals. If you want to get into any kind of entrepreneurship, you want to assess first thing. Do you want to make $500 a month extra? Are you happy with that? Or do you want to make $5,000 a month extra? Are you happy with that?
Right.
Or $50,000 a month extra? Because each of those categories require different time commitment, different effort, and maybe more than one person, and or a team. So you want to assess. First thing I always tell everybody, because I work with a lot of people in the entrepreneurship field. That's all I work with. Yeah. And it's like, hey, the first thing to understand when they come to me in this office is, what's your situation like, and what are your goals? Because based on your goals, you want to work backwards. Yeah, that's the smartest, but dumbest thing at the same time. Right? We're never taught that. Yeah, like, oh, instead of going to school for 12 years and then another 4 or 5 years, 6 years if you're getting a master's, 7, 8 years if you're getting a PhD. And then realizing, oh, shit, this is not going to give me the life I want. Yeah. Why don't you look at the life you want first? Yeah. Look at how much it costs to get that kind of lifestyle. Right. And then search up what kind of professions can even afford that. Yeah. And then make a choice from there. Yeah. Right. And then you could even go one level deeper. Go do an apprenticeship, an internship for free. Work for free for the first time in your life. Yeah. Go shadow somebody in that field for 30 days or whatever. Trust me, people are like us. I mean, at least in my case, would love to have somebody who wants to learn, wants to kind of, not the work for free part. That's not the important part. The part is the eagerness to try to learn something new. Or you see somebody younger trying to get ahead and get some experience under their belt. We're more than happy to take them there. And so is everyone else.
Yeah.
But most people don't ask.
Yeah.
I have people coming here all the time telling me that their kids or even themselves, they wanted to be like veterinarians and stuff like that because they love animals.
Yeah.
And that's a long career path.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what veterinarians do 70 to 80% of the time? Are they loving animals and taking care of them, or what are they doing? They're putting them down.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that till they're starting to become veterinarians after so many years. They're like, oh, shit, I started this because I love animals.
Now they're dead.
And now I'm putting animals down all the time.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that. You got to look at what your goals are, and based on your goals, see what can afford that, and then based on that, pick a path that can afford that, and then based on that, find someone who has done that. Work for them, do something so that you can learn from somebody who has done it successfully.
Yeah.
And or get a business consultant. At least somebody who has, like, whether it's me or not, somebody who has broad understanding of the industry, who has maybe some successful clients under their belt, who can learn from them. Because, like, even me, my goal is not to be good at a lot of things. I don't want to be good at rental company. I don't want to be good at making a hat brand. I don't want to be good at all these other things.
Yeah.
I want to be a great business consultant that can help any business level up 6, 7, 8 figures in 6 to 12 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. That's what I specialize in. That's my expertise, and that's what I do. You guys are expert linemen. You guys are expert, in your, in your respective fields, right?
We're pretty good. We're pretty good.
Pretty good at what I do.
Right, but too many people focus on being good at so many things. They never become great at one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the problem, I think. That's why people have an average lifestyle versus the big boys.
And I think, too, I mean, to spin off, there's actually 2 things that came out of what you're saying, too, is...
Right now, lemonade.
is, I think just society now, everyone's... or it just prior was go to college, get a degree, go to college. But, I mean, college, all you're doing is getting into debt. And nowadays, I mean, guys like us that are opening businesses, I mean... You see it. People go to college, go get their business degree. They get out, and guess who they're working for? Guys like us with no college degree who opened a business, and guess what? That's who you're working for. They're you know what I mean? Because they're so indebted, and now they're being in college that whole time. They're not making money. They didn't, they can't open a business. So the best thing you do with a degree is work for someone who has a business, and then. Spin off what you're saying, just so people don't get, and just, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have the same understanding. Just because you open an LLC and you have a business that starts making money, just because you're leveraging your personal W-2s, you still have a business tax to pay because your business is making money, so you have to pay a business tax. There's some people that I think are under the impression, I opened an LLC, so I leverage the system for my W-2s, and now I'm free and clear.
Yeah, no more taxes anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. You still got to pay taxes on the income earned for your business.
Yeah, each business has a responsibility. You need to file a return. You need to do your franchise tax board. You need to do all the annual compliance, but it opens the door for bigger possibilities and more platforms that you can use to write off things like that. Yeah. That's funny when you mentioned about the school thing, though, because I went to a private school, freaking $50-something thousand a year. Yeah. And I share this with a lot of people because I know a lot of people don't know, actually, I went to a private school, but I got my international business degree, leadership minors in Spanish, stuff like that. But guess how many people were actually teaching me about business that had ran a business? How many people?
0.
Maybe one. Maybe the instructor.
There was one.
Yeah.
He knows who he is, and I appreciate you. He's my boy. Yeah. But same birthday.
Okay.
He knows.
Yeah.
But one out of how many professors?
Yeah.
Right? And that, I think, is the problem nowadays. Too many people teaching you something they haven't done. Yeah. And that's what you want a secret to success? Find people who have done what you're trying to do and learn from those people.
And don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, there's no dumb questions.
Yeah.
There's no dumb questions, no ego. I think the next thing is about ego.
Yeah.
You need to leave that at the door.
Yeah, no, you do.
If I could, my best teachers for obviously for the businesses and opening LLCs and all that stuff. My best teachers have been people who are doing it. You know what I mean? People who have done it and know what they're doing, and all you have to do is ask questions. You know what I mean? Ask questions, seek them, and most people that are in those industries are willing to talk to you, but they're not gonna go look for you either. You know what I mean? You gotta ask the questions, and you gotta be willing to learn, and people will teach. You know, and you know, like I said before on the old podcast, I say it again. I thank you very much for everything you've taught me. I mean, all the things that you've showed us and stuff, and Luis too. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are very, you know, have helped us greatly in our endeavor, and you know, it's helping us grow.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good example of somebody with no ego. I know I'm probably like half his age, you know. Half his age, you know. A few times better looking. Sorry, Diana. No, I'm kidding, but no.
That's that Farias cockiness.
That's man. Ask your wife. She knows. Hey, he's my cousin. No, but not just joking around. But yeah, no, it's true. I mean, this is somebody who. I mean, I the reason why I wanted to help you so much too is because I saw a lot of me in you, in the sense of when I remember I was in 21 when I graduated. So I came back from China. I was living in China. The next week, I graduated from university. The next week, I had my kid. And so life moved
Life comes at you quick.
pretty quick.
Yeah, it comes at you fast.
And for me, when all that happened, it's like, okay, the hell do I do? You know, I need to do. I always was going to do well, but I didn't know in what. Now I have to do well a lot faster because I have a kid. Right. So who the hell is doing well that I can go and learn from and hopefully speed up the process? Yeah. And it was like, at that point, I guess when life humbles you, you have no ego.
No.
Because you're already at the floor in the sense.
Yeah.
You're already hit rock bottom, or there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. Right.
And if you take that opportunity to say, okay, screw it, screw my ego, screw how I feel about things, the feelings part. Right. And this is the opportunity for me to, okay, I need to do something about my situation and actually do something for my family, or, you know, take your eyes off yourself for once. That's when the doors open up, and that's when light bulbs start coming. That's when opportunities start coming to you, and that's when you start leveling up and progressing, because we all attract what we are and how we are. And if we, that good vibe, it's weird. I don't believe in vibes, but I believe in that good vibe of, like, if somebody comes in with a good vibe, you automatically, you accept them into your circle. You kind of want them around. You're happy to help them, things like that, because you know that person, they're just good people. Yeah. Right. You know, and I think before we can ask for people like that in our life, we have to be that person.
Yeah. You got to be willing to help. And like you said, the ego's got to be left at the door.
Yeah. So good stuff for that, because some people never, some people unfortunately never get to that point. Right. Some people are still in their deathbed with ego, and it's sad because, you know, it doesn't bring anything fruitful in the long run. So, but good stuff. Any other questions before we wrap up?
You got anything, dude?
Oh, man, that was a good podcast. It's good to be back.
He's ready.
I'm out of lemonade.
You also Minute Maid? Damn. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. We'll provide some better ones next time. And of course, if you're watching us at home, hopefully you had some lemonade as well, and you know, had some fun hearing these guys chat about things. Next time we bring them is because their business is going to be doing 6 to 7 figures, so we're going to be bringing them outside of what they're doing and generating already. But, you know, we're going to be having a next conversation. Most likely we'll do a podcast in Glamis, change it up a bit. You know, get some cameras over there, get some nice shots for you guys. But if you do want to rent anything, can you guys tell them about your business? Because I mean, it's awesome the way you guys set everything up. Like, you guys need, if you haven't been off-roading, you know, camping or whatever the case may be, you want to do it with these guys and the way they do it. Please share. Please share.
Go for it.
You know, Top Tier Rentals 951 on Instagram, and I mean, you know, we got toy haulers and stuff that you guys can rent. Reach out, we'll take care of you guys. You know, we even got we offer drop-in picks where we'll take a trailer to your desired location and drop it off for you, set it up so you don't have to worry about anything. You know, we try to give people the top tier treatment, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that you guys have a good time and make memories with your family. But Yeah, I mean, anything else you want to add to it?
No, I mean we're looking forward to this upcoming riding season. You know, we just, I wouldn't say just started. We started this business in January. Something we both do. You know, we all do. We go riding. We go enjoy with our family. It's it's a good pastime. Good place to go.
My first time I went with you guys, I got stuck.
What, did you die?
Hey, remember the first time I went up half of the hill and I had to roll back down? That was embarrassing.
It's a good place to go. Go get away and go have some fun and just go relax and let loose. But no, we look forward to this upcoming riding season. We got the business is doing good. We got 4 trailers right now. We're looking to add a couple more to our fleet, and we got some things in the works as far as the business goes and different things we're going to offer and how we're going to expand. We're trailers right now, but we're hoping we're going to start offering side-by-side rentals. Right. We're, being a new business, we want to make sure we offer our customers, satisfaction and convenience. So we had some things in the works, and we had some things lined up where we're going to have trailers out in Huntington Beach at
Sea Legs at the beach.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have 2 trailers set up there, all beached out. Where basically it'd be almost like a hotel, where you needed a place to stay, beachfront hotel on the beach. We're gonna have our trailers staged there. Where hey, you had a little too much lemonade at Sea Legs, and you needed a place to stay, you call us, and right there on the spot, you're gonna have access to our trailers and stay there on the beach. Or you wanted to pre-book and you wanted to spend the beach, a weekend at the beach with your family. But we didn't have all the pieces in place, and we knew we couldn't offer that service and convenience to our customers, so we didn't quite do it this past year. But going into next year, that's something we're going to do. And like I said, we're gonna try to open it up to side by sides and just offer the ultimate convenience and experience for you and your family. So, like you said, Top Tier Rentals 951 on Instagram. You guys watch this podcast and you tell us, hey, I heard about you guys on this podcast. We'll take care of you. We'll give you an extra little discount.
Use code FFC for
there you go.
5 free nights.
Send the tab to FFC.
Oh man, that's never mind. And of course, if you're watching this, hopefully it helped you out in some sort of way. It added some value. I know a lot of you guys, if you have questions, want further information, feel free to reach out. Set up some consultations. Right now, we are appointment only. I had a lot of messages, people coming in saying, hey, what time are you guys open? We are appointment only. We do tailor a lot to our clients, so we want to make sure that we respect the time that we allocate to them. That's why we are appointment only. And if you have any questions, we have on our Instagram at Familia Farias Consulting. We'll put their Instagram as well below, so that way you guys can click there, check them out. Any questions you guys have, feel free to reach out to George or Christian. And of course, if you guys have any questions business related, we are here to help. Feel free to reach out. And just for those watching this that stay till the end, if you're a client already, just be excited, because you guys saw what happened in August. Look back at our previous reels. We had a little extravaganza, and we're going to have something special for you guys this New Year's. So New Year's comes on a Sunday, Saturday, December 30th. We're going to have a little FFC New Year's ball for you guys. So if you guys are a client, this is your first official invitation. You get it for exclusive access invitation here. And for you, if you are a business, not only a client of ours, but if you are a business and want to join us for that event, you can do one of 2 things. Number 1, either become a client. You have from the date of today, which is, let's say from the month of September to December 30th, to become a client and get a ticket +1. Or you have opportunities for sponsorships. And we're going to be discussing all the sponsorship details, 3 different sponsorship packages in the next few reels. So make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram at Familia Farias Consulting for more information on that. But it's going to be fun. We had an event in August. These guys, and unfortunately, they prefer watching Drake than celebrating with us, But we had an event. We had a ton of fun. All the feedback was great from our clients. We had 6 grupos, 7 or 8 grupos playing that day. We had a whole concert in the city of HP. It was all meant for you guys, to celebrate you guys, celebrate the birthday with us, and just celebrate the fact that all of us can have the opportunity and the freedom in this country to pursue entrepreneurship, pursue our own success. And, I'm excited to be able to do this again in New Year's. It's going to be wild. We're going to have multiple grupos, very famous people, bandas, nice ball, a little elegant. Get to see him wearing a dress shirt.
There you
It's
go.
been a minute wearing a dress shirt. And for each one of you guys at home, if you want to attend, feel free to message us, and you can find out a way. Either you can be a sponsor of that event or a client, and you will get your tickets in. But thank you guys again for joining us. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time. But we will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys.
All right, you guys.
Later.
See ya.